Hi, I would like to share with you a bit of scripture from the book of Acts. It's in chapter 19, starting with verse 21. When these things were accomplished, Paul purposed in the Spirit, when he had passed through Macedonia and Achaia, to go to Jerusalem, saying, After I had been there, I must also see Rome. So he went into Ma- so he sent into Macedonia two of those who ministered to him, Timothy and Erastus, but he himself stayed in Asia for a time. And about that time there arose a great commotion about the way, for a certain man named Demetrius, a silversmith, who made silver shrines of Diana, brought no small profit to the craftsmen. He called them together with the workers of similar occupation and said, Men, you know that we have our prosperity by this trade. Moreover, you see and hear that not only at Ephesus, but throughout almost all Asia, this Paul persuaded and turned away many people, saying that they are not gods which are made with hands. So not only is this trade of ours in danger of falling into disrepute, but also the temple of the great goddess Diana may be despised and her magnificence destroyed, whom all Asia and the world worship. Now when they heard this, they were full of wrath and cried out, saying, Great is Diana of the Ephesians. So the whole city was filled with confusion and rushed into the theater with one accord. Having seized Gaius and Aristarchus, Macedonians, Paul's travel companions, and when Paul wanted to go to the people, the disciples would not allow him. Then some of the officials of Asia, who were his friends, sent to him, pleading that he would not venture into the theater. Some therefore cried one thing and some another, for the assembly was confused, and most of them did not know why they had come together. And they drew Alexander out of the multitude, the Jews putting him forward. And Alexander motioned with his hand and wanted to make his defense to the people. But when they found out that he was a Jew, all with one voice cried out for about 2 hours, Great is Diana of the Ephesians. And when the city clerk had quieted the crowd, he said, Men of Ephesus, what man is there who does not know that the city of the Ephesians is temple guardian of great goddess Diana, and of the image which fell down from Zeus? Therefore, since these things cannot be denied, you ought to be quiet and do nothing rashly. For you have brought these men here who are neither robbers of temples nor blasphemers of your goddess. Therefore, if Demetrius and his fellow craftsmen have a case against anyone, the courts are open and there are proconsuls. Let them bring charges against one another. But if you have any other inquiry to make, it shall be determined in a lawful assembly. For we are in danger of being called in question for today's uproar, there being no reason which we may give to an account for this disorderly gathering. And when he had said these things, he dismissed the assembly. Now, right there we have Paul stirring up trouble in Ephesus because he was preaching Jesus Christ, and um, this was upsetting the silversmiths because he was creating statuettes of Diana, who the god, goddess of the Ephesians, and I, I believe Di, Diana, who in Greek is called Artemis, is a sex god in that particular culture. That, most people know Diana or Artemis as the goddess of the hunt. I mean, that's, that's the common understanding that most people have of Diana. And I mean, and there there was an uproar in the city about Paul's preaching, and made Diana worshippers really upset. I mean, this would this would be if you were preaching Jesus to a crowd of Trump supporters. I mean, of course, they would think they would think that tr Trump is anointed of God and that he follows Jesus. But if if you're actually preaching Jesus being greater than Trump, then you're asking for trouble because because people are so devoted to their political messiah that they they won't acknowledge the true messiah, which is Jesus Christ, or they would I don't know, they would listen to Trump more than they would listen to to Jesus. I mean, Trump says I can build a wall. Jesus says I can build a bridge. I mean, and uh, that that's the trouble Christians face when it comes to preaching gods in foreign cultures, where you have worship of other gods, their um, their own personal deities, and this is going to stir up trouble among them because they're going to be so devoted to their gods or goddesses that they're they're going to call for Christians' heads. I mean, because they don't like Jesus taking preeminence over every, every single god. I mean, we we got to stand firm and proclaim Jesus throughout all the world, regardless of what people are going to say, and and, and even if it's going to cost us our lives. I mean, because it is going it's going to come down to that. I mean, are are you willing to devote yourself to Jesus, even if even if it means your death? Anyway, that's all I have to share with you this morning. So have a good day, and God bless you.